In this particular video, I am going to share one of my pre-interview questions where the company was Artechinfo. This was a payroll company, and there is two clients. IBM was the hiring client, and the end client was Mercedes-Benz. And as a process of this, Artechinfo HR shared this pre-interview questions, which was shared by IBM client. Okay, and the role was DevSecOps engineer, Azure DevSecOps engineer, and the experience was 3.5 years. Okay, without further ado, let's enter into the video. And there are around 14 questions shared, and along with the answers, I will discuss. And mostly similar to this, I am also expecting the interview questions. And these are like real-time interview questions, if you see. Okay, so without further ado, let's enter into the video. The first question was, how do you handle secrets in CI/CD pipeline? The short answer was we need to never commit the secrets in a code, and we need to use secret managers like AWS Vault, Secret Manager, Azure Key Vault. Whenever we are running in a pipeline, we need to inject that third-party vaults or something in during the runtime only. Okay, and the second question was, sorry, what is not hat? It is what? Sorry. What is error budget? How does it guide release decisions? Basically, error budget is something, there is a SLO, service level objective. In 100%, that SLO need to be removed. Okay, generally the SLO will be 99.9% like that. Obviously, 100% it is not a SLO. In 100%, the SLO need to be removed, then the error budget will come. Okay, so error budget is the amount of failure or downtime we can afford without breaking our service level objective. Let's say, for example, with 99.9% uptime SLO is there, we get here 0.1% of downtime, which is allowed per monthly. If this is used up, we freeze the risk deployments and focus on stability. This gives the balance between the innovation and reliability. Okay, and the third question was, how do you create a new pipeline in Azure DevOps? Um, we usually create a new pipeline by using a YAML script, and this is the small answer. If you see, we need to go to the pipelines, and there is a pipelines create option where we need to, while creating a pipeline, it will ask to connect a repo, and we can choose the YAML classic editor. I mean classic or YAML, both editors, and then we can define the pipeline stages like build, test, and deploy stages. And the next question was, what is Azure Repos? Basically, Azure Repos is a Microsoft Git-based version control system for source code. Okay, how the GitHub or Bitbucket is there. Likewise, Microsoft's Git, it is Azure Repos, and it basically supports branching, pull requests, and integrates into a CI/CD pipelines. Moving to the next question, what does code checkout do? Basically, code checkout, it will pulls the source code from the repository into the build agent workspace for pipeline executions. I mean, basically, there will be some source code repositories. So wherever the particular source code is required in the pipeline, with the help of a code checkout, we are going to pull that particular code from the target repository to the existing pipeline. And the next question was, what is a self-hosted agent in Azure pipeline? A self-hosted agent are like custom build agents where we are going to configure on our own virtual machines. We can use them when builds need internal resources or some custom dependencies that Microsoft hosted agents doesn't provide. At that time, this particular self-hosted agent is helpful. And the next question was explain Git branching strategy. Basically, it defines the like how the branches are structured and merged. Mostly many organizations use the future branch strategy or a Git flow or a hotfix branch like that. Okay, basically here in Git flow branching strategy, there will be a future branch, develop branch, relay branch, and master branch. So it entirely depends upon the like type of the project and how the project is designed. Okay, and the next question was what is Maven build life cycle? So basically, in Maven there is a sequence of build phases. We can say a default life cycle where the phases included are whatever the source code is there, that will be validated, compiled, and then tested, then packaged, then verified and installed the dependencies, and then deployed. Okay, so these are the like phases within that. So validate, compile, test, package, verify, install, and deploy. These are the phases. So it was in a sequence, and this was the life cycle for standard Java builds, Java project builds. Okay, and the next question was what is the main difference between Docker Swarm and Kubernetes? Basically, Docker Swarm is a simpler and quick to set up, but there is a limited in scalability, while Kubernetes, which is some more complex compared to Docker Swarm, but it offers a enterprise-grade orchestration with auto scaling, networking, and security features. That is the like basic difference. And Kubernetes was of was Google. Google offers the Kubernetes service. Google owns, and Docker was Docker itself. Docker Swarm also maintained by Docker itself. And the next question was, what is the main components of Kubernetes architecture? Basically, in Kubernetes, it has a master components like API server, etcd, scheduler, and control manager, which helps to handle the cluster state. And in the worker nodes, where the kubelet runs, kube proxy is there, and pods are there which host the actual applications. So these are the like basic components in the Kubernetes architecture. And the next question was what is the job of the kube scheduler? Here the in short, the answer is it will basically assign the pods to nodes based on the resource availability and the policies which was aligned and set. So Cube Scheduler watches for newly created pods, and it assigns them to a suitable nodes based upon the resources like CPU, memory, taints, affinity, and other constraints. And the next question was, what is Heapster in Kubernetes? Basically, it was a deprecated one of the tool which is used for monitoring purpose. So as of now, it was we can say replaced by metric servers or Prometheus like that. Okay, so Hipster was one of the cluster-wide monitoring tool which is used for collecting a resources usage by the clusters, and as I said, it was now deprecated and replaced by metric servers and Prometheus. Okay, and the next question was what is playbook in Ansible? Basically, A playbook in Ansible is a YAML file that defines automation tasks and configurations. Let's say, for example, we can use the playbooks to install some packages, and let's say if you wanted to configure the servers and we need to deploy applications, and the sequence of steps need to be performed in multiple servers. So with the help of Ansible playbooks, we can run these activities and reduce the manual interventions and increase the fasterness. That is the exactly the playbook, Ansible playbook. And coming to the last question, which is what is a namespace in Kubernetes? A namespace in Kubernetes is a uh, logical isolation provided. Let's say, for example, we can separate dev, testing, and production environments within the same cluster in Kubernetes with the help of namespaces. So that is the purpose of namespace here. And yeah, these are the questions which was shared by the HR, and I will also put these questions, real-time questions. Whatever the questions I got these kind of updates from some of the talent acquisition teams. So don't ignore those inputs from their side. Why? Because majorly they will target these areas. Okay, and earlier in one of the interview, like EPAM solutions, so there also I received certain feedback from the talent acquisition team, certain inputs before the interview. So after the interview, I got the same, similar questions around the topics which was shared by the respective person who connected me before the interview. Okay, so if you are preparing, so kindly focus on that, and also focus on the job description. Okay, yeah, we'll share in some more inputs in one more video, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.